How's it going, fellow football fans? I want to talk. We're almost 1 hour away from the great game that we're gonna have today, England against Germany. I'm super excited for that match. But before we get to that game, I just want to talk a little bit about one of the great matches that we saw yesterday. Yesterday was one of the greatest days in recent memory for football, I think. I mean, we had two fantastic, not just upsets, but two great um footballing epics. I mean, those were two fantastic matches. And the first one I've already talked about, the Croatia-Spain game. Now I want to talk a little bit, just briefly, about the France-Switzerland game, which was an absolutely amazing match from start to finish. And I didn't really expect it to be that great. I don't think a lot of people expected much from that match. France hadn't been particularly impressive leading up to this match, and they weren't really today. But they had some fantastic moments, and especially Switzerland. I mean, they hadn't really demonstrated much. They hadn't really shown much. They had done enough to go through to the round of 16, like I think most people would have expected them to do before the beginning of the tournament. But they hadn't really looked that impressive. And I think most people, certainly what I was expecting from Switzerland, was for them to try to hold on to the 0-0, take the game to the extra time, and maybe pull out an upset, pull off an upset. And that's kind of what they did, but not in this way, not in a conservative way. They went on attack right from the beginning. They got a goal with Seferovic, and he scored a great goal. It was a great finish for Seferovic, right in the beginning of the game. And Switzerland could have even scored a second goal. They had a number of opportunities, but especially they had a penalty, and that was really a key moment in the match. They could have gone 2-0 up, and it would have completely destroyed France, I think, at that point. But Ricardo Rodriguez misses the penalty. The captain, Hugo Lloris, he's able to make the save, and a little bit after that, Benzema scores one of the best goals of the tournament, a complete masterpiece. Benzema is in fantastic shape, and he's really one of two or three French players that I think can be saved from this, generally speaking, very mediocre tournament for France, and very disappointing tournament for France. But Benzema was not mediocre. I mean, he showed up, especially against Portugal. He showed up. And in this game, he certainly showed up. I mean, he scored an absolutely beautiful goal, and then he scores. Griezmann, who was also okay actually in this tournament, not great, but okay. And he sets up a great play, and Benzema scores the second goal. And at that point, it's all France. France has the momentum, and you think, well, this is almost over. And then Pogba scores the 3-1, and Pogba is another one of those guys, with Benzema, who's really been superb for France in this Euro Cup. He's probably been the best player for France in this Euro Cup, and he just doesn't even look like the player that we see playing for Manchester United. He looks like a much better player, and this has been going on for a while, and Manchester United fans get frustrated. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he doesn't feel comfortable in Manchester, or if he just feels more alive, feels more comfortable. For some reason, he works a lot better in the French national team, and what a goal! It's an absolute masterpiece. It's top goal, top class, world class finish by Pogba out of the box, an absolutely incredible strike. And it seems like it's over. France is cruising at that point. It's 3-1. They're absolutely cruising. But Switzerland hits back, and just like Croatia, they don't give up. They keep fighting, and they eventually got the equalizer at the very end of the game. And not only that, and key detail, before Switzerland scores the equalizer, I think it was before Switzerland scores the equalizer, Deschamps starts taking off some of his best players off the pitch, including Antoine Griezmann. Benzema also has to come off. I think it was already in the extra time because of he had an injury or something. But the reality is we go into extra time and France is without Griezmann, they're without Benzema. Kingsley Coman comes in and he's having a great day, but still you don't really see. I mean, without Griezmann and Benzema on the pitch, I mean, France is just not the same. And they didn't really look like they could win the game against Switzerland the extra time. And it goes to the penalties. Everybody scores. Last penalty, the big star, Kylian Mbappe, steps up and he misses. And it's a fantastic performance and a fantastic feat for Switzerland to go through against France and they're going to face Spain. That's going to be a great game in the quarterfinals. And it's really a fantastic achievement for the Swiss team that I believe they've never reached a quarterfinal match in their whole footballing history in the Euro Cup. And now they have a fantastic opportunity to shock the world once again against another giant, against Spain. But this was coming out party, not for France, but for Switzerland. And for France, you know, what are they left with? They're left with a big disappointment, certainly. Discredited team, a discredited manager. And I don't know if Deschamps will get to keep his job for the upcoming World Cup. Maybe he will, because, you know, he is, after all, the guy that got them to the World Championship. So maybe he will keep his job, but there will be a lot of doubts. There will be a lot of criticism in France and abroad. And I don't know what it is, really. I mean, arguably Deschamps, and obviously, you know, this is a lot of hindsight. You know, it's everybody's vision is 2020 in hindsight, right? It's armchair quarterbacking a little bit. But, you know, the truth is, you look at Deschamps' decision, the decision to start the game with 3 center backs, which is a weird decision because France hadn't really played with that formation before, you know, and to choose that formation. Yes, I know both of his left backs were injured. He had to kind of like adapt Rabiot. But look, if you're gonna have to adapt some player, why not use a defender and put him in left back, one of your right backs, one of your central defenders, or even Rabiot, but just have him play a left back and keep your shape, keep your form. This team wasn't really used to playing with that formation, and also it didn't really work. You know, from the get go, Rabiot wasn't great even at left as a left wing back. And in fact, Deschamps, throughout the game, he corrects this. He understands that it's not working. He corrects the shape of the team, and it does start to work better. He goes into a more traditional 4-4-2, you know, kind of setup. Also, Coleman, you know, every time he came into the team in this Euro Cup, I mean, they looked a lot better. You know, I don't think Coleman should be a starter for this team, and they've looked a lot better when in a lot more balance, a lot more threatening. When you have Coleman on one side and Mbappe on the other side, and Griezmann and Benzema in the middle, I mean, that's a fantastic attacking setup. So I believe that was also a mistake, and also obviously taking off Griezmann when you have the possibility of going into extra time. I mean, that was a big mistake as well. So Deschamps, you know, he certainly made some mistakes, and I think he'll acknowledge that. But he's still a great coach. But the big issue though is they just didn't look that great. You know, they weren't able to beat Hungary. They weren't able to beat Portugal. They did okay against Germany, but it wasn't a fantastic performance. And again, they failed to beat Switzerland. And with the kind of talent that they have, you really expect them to play better. And in fact, they did play a lot better in the World Cup. So they'll have to, Deschamps in particular, will have to look hard at what's going on and why he's not being able to make all these superstars perform. And he'll have to find a way to get them to perform as a team and to work together and play better football like they used to. So also Mbappe, maybe this will be a wake-up call for him. I mean, the kind of attitudes that we've been seeing from Mbappe throughout the season, and going into the Euro Cup, and the whole controversy with Giroud as well. I mean, honestly, we've seen a lot of prima donna behavior from Mbappe, and he's behaving a little bit arrogantly, like his whole attitude, demeanor. He needs to get his head right, and if he's going to be the next Messi, the next Cristiano Ronaldo, or at least a superstar for France, that will be able to guide them to more wins in international competition. So a lot of question marks about France. This was not their best moment, but in virtue of our strange calendar, they'll get another chance next year in the World Cup to defend their title. But this is all Switzerland, and I think that's it for the video. I'm excited to see England face Germany. I think that's the last great game of the last 16, and really excited for that game. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.